Welcome to miniatures.de, your military miniatures magazine. In this issue, we are going to convert another ESCI 1/72 scale hero of the Soviet Union into a tank rider for a T-34-85. We will need 3 or 4 miniatures for a convincing tank rider module, so this is the start of a project. We begin by cutting the figure off its soft plastic base. Now we remove both arms right at the shoulder. To remove the legs, we place diagonal cuts from the crotch up towards the hip, making sure that the femur stays full length. The haversack and magazine pouch need to be separated from the legs so that they stay attached to the miniature's torso. At this scale, the shoulder of a seated miniature will be roughly 9 mm above the seat. You may confirm this by measuring yourself when seated in an office chair, converting the result to millimeters and dividing by 72. As it happens, 9 mm is the exact length of this soldier's back, from the top of the shoulder to the hem of the uniform jacket. Using plasticine, we attach the trimmed torso to the engine deck of the tank so that the figure is held in place for welding. Now we can test the new pose by pushing the legs into the plasticine as well. Okay, it looks like this pose might work, so let's weld one leg into place temporarily. That done, we can weld the other leg on as well. Once both legs are in place, we strengthen the join by drawing molten plastic from the thigh into the seat. The left leg can be adjusted by melting the back of the knee and pressing the lower leg into position until the plastic sets. Now that the figure sits on the engine deck nicely, we can cut a slice of plastic off the base to begin filling in the seat. The molten plastic bonds with the miniature very well, and it can be pushed around until the seat of the trousers is filled. That done, we check the pose again to make sure that it fits the tank nicely. More molten plastic is applied to fill the seat and weld the right leg in place permanently. Vertical cuts through the seat of the figure ensure that the filler fuses with the plastic of the torso. Again, the pose is checked and adjusted by bending the figure into shape, melting the plastic, and letting it set in position. With the miniature held in place on the tank again, we can now play around with the positioning of the right arm holding the submachine gun. Well, as luck would have it, the arm is such a perfect fit that we can weld it back on without the need for further adjustment. We just need to weld the arm in place any which way we can, only then do we fuse the join and begin sculpting a convincing shoulder. The actual sculpting work is just a matter of pushing the molten plastic around until the shoulder looks okay. That done, we're ready to secure the miniature again and start playing around with the left arm. So let's just weld the left arm in place temporarily and see how that looks. Well, that's good enough already. We can now go ahead and fuse the join permanently and finish the shoulder as well. So this is what our first Soviet tank rider looks like when placed on the engine deck of his T-34-85 medium tank. Notice that we've welded his left hand to the left thigh, making the pose appear even more relaxed and convincing. Of course, our removable tank rider module needs additional miniatures to look realistic, so stay tuned for more conversions. Thank you for watching. For more information, you're welcome to visit our website at miniatures.de.